Dr. Dan Gottlieb, FamilyAffairs.com contributor. Hi, Dr. Dan.
Hey, Roseanne.
Dr. Dan, it's April, and as we know, it's Autism Awareness Month. So I thought it would be very important for us to have a conversation talking about not only the people who have the autism, but really talk about the families that are touched by it, the parents, the siblings, the caregivers. Those are so many times, those caregivers are overlooked. You know, normally when we're talking about caregiving, people automatically think about the aging. We're taking care of an old person. But there's so many families out there that are caregiving for special needs children. And so I wanted to talk to you about it today and what we can do to support those people.
Often, caregivers don't know how much they're suffering, because as soon as you get a devastating diagnosis like this, your lens focuses almost exclusively on the outside. That's the case with many parents anyway, but at least they know they're somewhat connected with themselves. But often a parent of someone who has any form of differentness, you know, we just focus on them, and we're not even aware sometimes of how much we're suffering, of how tired we are, spiritually, emotionally, physically tired.
Don't you think it becomes a way of life for them? That it's like the person who's healthy. When your health starts to decline, that kind of becomes the norm. And with these caregivers, as time goes on, that just becomes the norm for them. That they're not even really paying attention to what's going on inside of them.
Inside, right. And I don't want to generalize. I mean, you find different ways to love, to feel and express love for your child, for your family. And if you are able to do that, if you are able to love the child you have fully, instead of wishing for the child you want, you'll have more love in your life, and you'll learn a lot about love. But I don't know if that works unless you feel some compassion for yourself. I'm not a big fan of self-love. I don't even know what that is, but compassion for this good man or woman who suffers right now, who's has had mourning, whose dreams might have been dashed. Compassion for that good person. You can mourn your dreams and still love your child. They're two very different things. They can live together in the same mind.
I want to talk to you for a minute about the siblings of special needs children, because I think what happens in a lot of families is that it's not only the child, the sibling who's conflicted, it's also the parents. Feelings of guilt that the other child is getting more attention because they need it. Perhaps the sibling feeling guilty because they have their needs and they don't feel that their needs are being met. How can families kind of work through that?
Siblings feel unheard. They feel unknown often. They feel angry at their sibling and feel guilty about that. Angry at their parents and feel guilty about that. So what do you do with all that anger? Take it out on yourself.
Right.
Rachel Simon, oh geez, this is a while ago now. Rachel Simon, a well-known author, wonderful author, wrote now classic book, Riding the Bus with My Sister. And Rachel's sister has a developmental disability. And she doesn't do much with her life, isn't able to do much with her life, so she gets dressed up in these strange and colorful outfits, and she rides a bus every day and kind of greets all the people and hangs out, talks to the bus driver. Well, Rachel, instead of encouraging her to work, to be different, to act different, to dress different, gave up. and just started riding the bus with her sister and wrote the book about it.
Wow.
And the reason it became an international bestseller is because it addressed siblings and their emotional experience and her guilt when she was a child. Yes, but siblings need to be heard, and often siblings and children living with someone with a disability in the family, often if they're cared for or addressed, they become much more compassionate than an average kid.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, but they need to be heard.
Right.
They need to be seen. I mean, these are living little beings also. But, Roseanne, that gets back to your original discussion. What's a parent to do?
Right.
They've got siblings, they've got a kid, they might have caregivers, they might have payment they have to worry about. It's exhausting. And then they've got their own marriage maybe.
Sure.
What's a parent to do?
I think maybe an important part too is that the caregivers shouldn't feel guilty about asking for help.
Yeah.
And I think that caregivers oftentimes do because they think that they have to do it and it's their responsibility. But it's okay to reach out and to ask for help. You'll get the support you need.
I gave an all-day conference last year for caregivers. It was co-sponsored by the Christopher Reeve page
Foundation.
and the English Foundation here in Philadelphia. Had to be a couple hundred people in the room, no surprise, mostly women, but they were hungry for care. I mean, we had to have it on a Saturday. They were hungry for care, and what we did was we introduced mindfulness to, to be aware and awake of yourself, of your body. You don't have to sit on a cushion for an hour a day. You can just put your hand on your heart, and let your heart feel the touch of a loving hand. Let your hand hold your heart with love and compassion. All you have to do is touch your heart, close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and then let it all out. That's
Great. An easy exercise we can all do.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.